Do not allow yourself to be used by anybody. As much as possible and as much as you can, don't ever allow yourself to be used by anybody. And you yourself, don't use people for your own selfish interests. There are a lot of people out there that will use and dump you. And you yourself, try not to use and dump people. Why am I saying this? There are many organizations, MDs and CEOs, that will use their staff and then they will sack them. After they built their empire or their company from scratch with those staff to a certain level, those staff will end up being sacked. Take, for example, the story of Uriah and Bathsheba in the Bible. David was supposed to be, David was supposed to be in the war front, but as a king, he was not. The Bible recorded that he climbed the story building as a big man, his chamber, and he saw a woman from downstairs, maybe across his fence, taking her bath. He was interested in the woman. Long story short, the woman was invited. He had an affair with the woman, and the woman got pregnant. And he discovered that that woman was the wife to one of his soldiers, who is presently at the war front. And he sent for the soldier to come. And the soldier came. He did that so that the woman or the soldier can sleep with the wife and then father a child that was not his. So this issue of men being fathers to children that does not belong to them didn't just start today. That was the scenario that David wanted to paint. You have slept with somebody's wife and the woman is pregnant, and you call the husband from the war front as a soldier so that he can have an affair. At the end of the day, they will think, or the man will think, that the child is his own. But the guy refused to go home because he was concerned about his other fellow soldiers that are in the war front fighting. Despite the instruction of the king for him to go home, the Bible recorded that he did not go home that night. He went to stay with maybe the Megad, you can call them the Megad, the security people outside. And then the following day, the king discovered that this guy didn't go home. What did he do? His first plan didn't work. So the King David, had to re-strategize. He wrote a letter and gave that letter to Uriah to take to their commander at the war front. What was in that letter? His death warrant was in that letter, but he did not know. It's my prayer that you will never use your hand to carry something that will destroy you. You will not use your hand to carry news that will destroy you. You will not use your hand to carry an instruction that will lead to your death. The letter that was given to Uriah to take to the commander in the war front was that Uriah should be taken to the forefront of the war, so that in the process he can be killed and he will die. And that was exactly what happened. Uriah didn't know that in that letter was his death warrant. Uriah died. He was used, having fought for a country that he loved so much, having served a king that he was loyal to, yet he was used and dumped. He died a mysterious death. just because David wanted to cover up his sin. But if you read forward, you will discover that later God exposed David. But did that exposing of David bring Uriah back? No, Uriah was already dead. He was already dead. And it was that same David that God called a man after his own heart, despite his sins. May people not harm you and then repent. May people not destroy you afterwards, repent. May people not use you and dump you afterwards, they will not repent. David repented and God called him a man after his own heart. What happened to Uriah? He has gone to the grave beyond. Despite his service, he was used and dumped. God will help us. May you never be used and dumped. May you never use anybody and dump them. God bless you and have a nice day.